Why, hey, what's up? Sorry, we're trying to play Vidya catch up here. This ain't. I forgot to do things, okay? So, it is what it is. It's Friday. I'm the one and only Metalhead Prime. You can just call me Prime or M-Head or... Well, you can call me whatever you want. I usually answer to it.
D-Head.
Yeah. That's Lady Metalhead.
Hi.
Oh boy, it's my favorite day of the whole week because I don't have to wake up early tomorrow, which I still will, but I don't have to. But
yeah.
I don't know. It is what it is.
Yeah, no, let me sleep in tomorrow. Don't come at me before 10 a.m.
Oh,
no.
Yeah, you're going to know what 7 looks like.
I know what 7 looks like.
Oh, man. How's everybody's night going? I hope it's great. And I hope we can keep it going great because that would be fucking awesome. Anywho's and ways, let's go on ahead and see who's all popping in here.
Yes.
Looks like June popped in first. What's up, June? As only Oscars. Steph's in second. Well, technically, I'm in second, but we're not counting me.
You don't count. It's your channel.
IHSP's in the house. What's up, Steph? How you doing? Jeff Kane coming in. What's up, buddy? Good seeing you. We got Fish Time with Lando. That's a new subscriber. I know that because
They
just met
told
him.
you? Okay. Cool.
Like 20 minutes, half an hour ago.
Well, hey.
Welcome, welcome.
Yes.
Let's see. Paul McCarthy's in the house. What's up, Paul? How you doing, buddy? Biggie support group's here. What's up, Biggie? Oh, there's that Jimmy guy.
Papa Jimmy.
Jimmy P. What's up, Jimmy? How you doing, buddy?
That's Papa Jimmy.
That's Papa Jimmy.
That is Papa
Okay.
Jimmy.
Muppet's in the house. What's up, Muppet? Good seeing you. Good seeing you. 3G. What's up, buddy? How you doing? Nathan Hovey's here. What's up, Nathan? Oh, man, everybody's just piling in
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Good seeing you. John, My Fish Tanks Aquatics. What's up, buddy? Good seeing you, John. How you doing? Vinoski, what's up, Vinoski? Says sup, guys. What's up, brother? Oh, man, oh, man. We got Shark Fin Adventures. Because it's not an adventure unless you have shark fins. And then it's a really cool
That's
adventure.
probably, yeah, and everybody pees in the ocean. And,
Well, you don't want the pee part.
well, I mean, if I see a shark, I'm probably going to pee. I'm just saying.
And you
Just
wonder
saying.
why you get bit.
Well, maybe not.
I'd probably, if I was a shark and you was coming by me, and you're like, oh, it's a shark, I'd be like, yeah, I get this all the time. And then you peed in the water, that would piss me off.
But I don't think that's how their brain works. You
Or
go
maybe
by
it
a
does.
I
You don't know.
I don't think so.
Jesus. Anyways, what's up, Shark Fin? Now that that's out of the way.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's see. Whipsrilled made it. What's up, Whippersnapper? Good seeing you, buddy. Hope to see you soon. Let's see. Looks like Melvin came in. What's up, Legacy? How we doing?
Melvin.
What's going on? Okay, I think we might actually be.
You are, but you have also like a...
Yes.
No, but somebody had made some kind of comment
I'm
about...
going back up. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything.
I think you got everybody.
All right. Nathan says, I just woke up from a nap, so I'm doing good. Got to make 2 videos, but we'll probably merge them together. New fish and redoing the 40 breeder again. Finally got a regular sized gravel for it. All right. All right.
So, did we already talk about this 40 breeder? What is he putting in it?
We might have already talked about it.
Well, and that's what I'm saying.
It's ringing a bell.
Listen, it's been a really long month this week, okay? So,
It's been a really long week this year.
yeah.
Or year this week.
This
Yeah.
this week was, I don't know if anybody else felt it, but this week was extremely long and kind of painful. So,
John says, looks like Jess is who we need to call when we get stung by a jellyfish. Yeah,
oh,
'cause of
literally,
the- you'll just pee.
I can probably pee on command. I'm
Like
just
a
saying.
puppy.
I mean, I've had a couple of kids. It doesn't take much to make me pee my pants. It really doesn't.
Depeche Devotee. Maritza Owl. I hope I said that right. I'm just going to call you Depeche, because that's
Sure.
easy
Yeah.
enough for me. What's happening? Welcome to the show.
Yes.
There's that damn Kyle guy again.
Ugh.
What's up, Kyle? Jaded, how you doing?
Hi, Kyle.
I'm pretty sure I said hi to Jeff, but I'm going to say hi again. just
Pretty
in
sure
case
you
I
did.
didn't.
Yeah.
Hi.
Jeff Kane. Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay, so...
Where to
I don't really
start?
have much to talk about.
Well, we kind of do. You posted the news to our Facebook group page.
I didn't really want to talk about that, but okay.
Well, but not everybody sees that, so I think it's fair to our viewers that we tell
Well,
them.
it's on my community page.
I still think that it, not everybody may see that.
Well, yeah. All right, so the horrible news of the week is we lost Bobby. What was that, Wednesday?
Yeah.
Yeah, we lost Bobby. Yeah, probably should have just left him alone and left him in the tank I had him in forever and didn't, and I lost him. So I don't know if it was something I did or if there's something randomly in that tank that's doing things and it's only affecting certain fish. I don't know. Everybody else seems to be just fine. But Bobby didn't make it, so we lost him. And that hurt,
Yeah.
but
that
at
was
least
a
he's
rough
not
one.
suffering anymore, so...
I personally don't think that we could have done anything differently to
Well,
not make it be what it was.
we could have, I guess. I mean,
For-
you can always go back and say, I could have done
Shoulda,
this,
coulda,
or I
woulda.
could have done that, but
Yeah.
it's too late.
And see, the thing is, he could have been showing, not really showing, but he could have had all of those things wrong with him until you moved him over here, and that's when it presented itself.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, he was fine over there. And yes, it was Bobby the flower horn.
yeah.
No longer.
Yeah.
I do still have Galactus, and he will be the next giant peckerhead. He's already getting there.
Yeah.
So,
And I mean, hopefully that same vendor is at the Clash again this year, and we can get another one.
I don't know if I want
We'll
to.
see.
I
We'll
don't
see.
know if I want to, but I'm probably going to find something I fall in love with that
Bobby,
I shouldn't buy, and I'm going to get it anyway. So.
You didn't intend on really buying Bobby either, but you did.
Yeah.
And Bobby became a staple of our channel. This is why I felt like you needed to tell everybody that isn't necessarily on Facebook or doesn't really focus on their YouTube.
Well, it's on the community chat through
I know,
tubes of views.
But I don't focus on people's community posts in YouTube unless I'm getting an alert. I don't know what's going on.
Well, I'm just
So
saying. I'm just saying. I mean, it happens.
I think it's fair that everybody needed to know that we did lose Bobby. Like,
It just goes to show whether it was my fault or whether it was not, or it was some unforeseen hidden thing. It can happen. And there's times where there's just nothing you can do about it. So, yeah, it sucks. Yes, I miss him. He was my little buddy. But it's not going to stop me. It hurts, yeah. But we're going to keep rolling.
yeah.
You know, where you make mistakes, you learn. You either learn from it or you give up. And I'm not the give up kind.
No.
So I learned from it.
Say hi to Zen Ginger, because
Zen made it in. What's up, Zen Ginger? How we doing?
Zen's not in here long, just coming in to say hi to everybody. So,
Well, thanks
right there.
for popping in.
Can't stay long, but saw we were on and wanted to say hi.
Thanks
so,
for popping in. I appreciate it. I see Select Pet made it in too.
Yes.
And Mike B popped in, and I didn't say hi to Mike
Oh,
B.
well, because he asked if Bobby was the flower horn, and other people were answering for him because you didn't see that.
Oh, so Fish Family made it in.
Yes.
Let's see. I saw. Oh, come on. Damn it. Oh, see if my finger moves too far over. There we go. Select Pet says, coming from Brandon Stream, I totally want to see Metalhead and Coldwater fishing trip. It's
We
gonna
actually
happen.
are planning on that. We
It's
plan
gonna
at
happen.
We actually do plan at some point this summer, meeting up with them to do a fishing trip.
Yep.
So please stay tuned. Because they've also told us.
Did I at least say the Depeche part right?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Because I think they're actually fans of Depeche Mode, which is...
Well, that's the only reason I knew how to
I'm pretty
pronounce
sure
that.
because I think they just saw them a couple of months ago or whatever. So I didn't realize that was
I get
Maritza,
it now.
though.
Haha, it's yeah.
Our aquatic
Do you
universe.
hear the rust breaking from the wheel and starting to spin now?
I didn't even get the connection. I know that they are, she at least is a Depeche Mode fan. They went and saw them like in the spring, late winter, whatever. But yeah, I
So
didn't.
Nathan's saying he split that up again. Now it has cherry barb, CPDs, emerald. I'm just going to show it because it jumps every time I try to look at it.
And some Molly Fry, Panda Corys. Okay. So the only reason why I
pretty
was
good mix.
asking, right? The only reason why though I was asking about your 40 breeder is because I turned mine into a beta sorority, and then I have neon tetras, 2 bushy nose plecos, 2 mystery snails, and 5 Corys. 5
I think
Corys.
4 or 5, yeah.
Yeah. So I was just curious, and I have the really weird, what the hell is that? Fluval stratum, which I'm not a fan of, and I kind of want to dig all of that out and do like a sand substrate because I
you
don't.
can have that.
I'm not really a fan of the fluval stratum at all. I found out after I put that in my tank that it leaches ammonia, and you have to do water changes like once a week, and that's no.
Jenna P made it in. What's up, Jenna? How you doing?
Right.
Tell the hubby we said hey, unless he slipped it in and I just didn't catch it yet,
Yeah,
which is possible.
it happens. Yeah.
I'm not the fastest guy on the block anymore.
We have not talked to Conroe in a while. We did see his last video.
I saw his last video, and I think we said a few things in the chat. Or I said it's nice seeing you again.
Right.
And
I
I haven't actually. Once in a while, he will pop in on a comment somewhere, or sometimes he'll pop in on a live,
Right.
like in the comments, but I don't really talk to him a lot, and
Which is kind of unfortunate because we used to talk a couple of times a week, and
I think
now
I know
we
why,
don't.
and I'm not gonna say, but I'm not. Yeah, we'll just leave it.
That part. We are friends with him on Facebook though, so we kind of see
Well,
what he
he
has
doesn't
going
want
on,
to piss
but-
people off, and I get it.
Right.
And so
Right.
that is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, you're.
But yeah, I still talk to him every now and then.
Yep.
Actually, I sent him a picture of the cube tank not that long ago, and he went, "Wow!"
Right.
From being in my garage to that, I'm like, "Yeah,
Right. So Koro said, "Don't the plants eat it? That's the whole point of stratum, isn't it?" So I mean, honestly, I followed the rules of like an every other day water change, and then like 2 a week, and then whatever. It was like a whole process, but
We found out it got better. Just leave it alone.
it did. However, I don't feel like maybe I'm doing something wrong. My plants, I don't feel like are doing as good as they should. I have plants in other tanks that are just in a sand substrate that are doing phenomenal. The plants that are in my 40 breeder with the stratum, I feel like they're kind of at a standstill. And I was even giving them plant nutrition.
Oh, hey, Coral, by the way. Hi.
Hi. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like, personally for me, and I may sound like a lazy fish keeper, I feel like it's too much work and too much of a hassle. I want something I can put in there, put my plants into, feed them that nutrition,
Well,
give them the right lighting, and not...
I don't know if I'd call it lazy. I think what it's doing now is it's whatever it is. It doesn't see it. I mean, the parameters are there.
Yeah. I
So
mean, the
it's
fish
not-
are fine.
It's not going crazy. The
No.
ammonia's not nuts.
No.
Everything's fine.
The fish are fine. The
I
plants
think
are...
you just had to give it a little time to let it get
Yeah.
established.
The fish are fine. The plants are cool. But I feel like I could get more potential out of my
This
plants.
goes back to that whole patience thing. You gotta give it time.
I mean, you're not wrong. That tank has been going for what? Maybe 3 months?
No, it's been longer. Well,
3-4 months?
yeah.
It hasn't been 6 by any means. But anyway, all the fish are doing great in there. My ladies are happy, happy, happy. My snails were doing the nasty a couple of days ago. Like, that tank is great.
Well, at least somebody wasn't there. Leave me alone.
Okay, well, at least you have your parental advisory up, because cheese and rice, that was unnecessary.
It was a joke. Listen, been in a shop all day, okay?
Nathan says, I've always wanted to try the Eco Complete, but I grow plants in standard gravel, so I'm over plant substrate. See, and that's the thing. And I did a lot of research on all of this after I was given the stratum, and I don't want to sound ungrateful for that at all, because it did what it needed to do for that 40-gallon, and I finally figured it out. However, I have found out that your plant substrate leaches a lot of ammonia, and it takes a lot more work to maintain that tank than what the average fish keeper wants to do.
Do you know what's sad? The plants in my cube tank are doing better than the plants in yours.
Which is a dirted,
It's
sand-capped.
Dirt, sand.
Right.
Dirt, sand, and root tabs, that's all that is.
I'm sorry, but I think these eco plant substrate, whatever, it's bullshit. I'm sorry. It's a money grab. I don't think that you're going to do any better with those plant-based substrates than you're going to do with dirting and capping a tank. I just don't. Because he's not wrong. The cube is doing so much better with its plants. His plants look so much better and healthier than what I have in my 40 breeder.
I mean, now don't get it mixed up. Those plants look like crap, in my opinion.
But, I mean, they look a lot better than mine. So
they're growing, they're thriving, is what I'm getting at.
Whip even says, I have stratum and I neglect that tank religiously, but I agree that the plants have not done any better in there than they do in my non-dirt tanks.
Right.
That's
And,
what I'm saying.
you know,
it's a money grab.
Well, I don't want to call it. Not everything's great, but maybe it works great in certain situations.
So what I'm going to say is, I guess it depends on the fish keeper and how much time they actually have and want to spend on maintaining their tanks. If you have all the time in the world and you want to use stratum or any other kind of plant-based substrate, so be it. Go for it. But I have
Well,
tanks
it's fine
that are...
if you don't have fish in there.
That's not necessarily true either, though. I'm not gonna lie, I'm starting to pull a little more toward, like, Kelly Foreman, Stephen P., all of them do CO2 tanks. I feel like CO2 in the long run is more beneficial than what I'm trying to do with stratum. Or I have tanks that have plants in them, and every now and then I'll pop a root tab in there and walk away, and those plants do phenomenal. Stratum, I feel like I have to babysit it. And why? I'm sorry, but that's not what I'm looking for when I'm keeping a tank.
Well, now, to be fair, we have to add in all factors here.
Yeah.
That stratum sat on the porch for 7 months. Or 6 months, whatever it was.
And I probably should have rinsed it, but I mean, it even still tells you on the bag that even if you rinse it, it will leach ammonia, and there are directions on how you're supposed to take care of it.
But it wasn't stored properly, is what I'm saying.
Well, no, and you're not wrong.
So that, I'm sure,
and
didn't help.
Again, I'm not trying to sound ungrateful. I was absolutely grateful for substrate to put into my 40 breeder so that I could get it up and going and cycling and get my fish in it. But I don't like how often I have to maintain it versus the other tanks that we have in this house that we very rarely have to maintain like that, and they have way healthier plants. That's what I'm trying to say.
Hey,
so
B-Wizzle came in.
B-Wiz!
You want to say hi to B-Wiz?
Hi, Beavis. Oh, now you know how I feel because you're the one that's usually always the chatty Cathy.
But you're not stopping. You're just...
You never stop either.
I had to break that monotony up.
I am not the only one that does this. You talk too much too, sir. So, anyway...
Big bag of fluval, of peat moss, a jar of co-op root tabs, and mix the substrate with 3 inches of sand. All good, yeah.
Yeah.
See,
well,
I just
what
used
did we do?
dirt.
Yeah, we just did a regular...
You got to be careful with that because you can don't get the cheap bags. That's what I did, and that's why I have mulch literally everywhere.
Yeah.
It is such a pain in the ass.
So it's basically gardening soil, but you have to be careful about, you don't want it to have any kind of ferts in it or anything like that.
You can have the fertilizers.
Well, you have to be careful.
Believe it or not, you can have it. There's a ton floating around right there from him.
Anyway.
And he's fine.
You just want your typical gardening soil, and then, like, I think the cube is what? Play sand?
That is play sand, yeah.
Yeah.
This was supposed to be play sand, too.
But it was not.
And that is...
It is not.
That's like mortar.
Right. Yeah, Whip said, I'm not going to do CO2 either. I'm taking the
die,
the porch. Yeah, well...
But you got to do it all sweaty, like, be like, if he dies, he dies.
Right. So, when I was at the LFS, and you guys all know, like, it was a very short-lived career, whatever. They started selling plant nutrition that you just pump into the tank every day, whatever, and then you do a weekly water change. And it was supposed to help benefit your plants without using the CO2.
I used topsoil. I didn't use potting soil.
Yes.
Yeah,
well, I said garden soil.
Well, topsoil, but the bad thing about topsoil is you got to sift the crap out of it.
Yes.
Because it's got a ton of freaking wood in it.
Yes. But
Unless
anyway,
you want the wood in it. I don't.
I had this great, plant nutrition stuff. It's a liquid form. You pump into the tank. So many pumps for so many gallons. Which was hard because they go by liters and not gallons, so you have to convert all of that. But anyway, I was using that, and I noticed that my plants were doing okay-ish, but not any better if I just ignore them and let them to their own resources. So, again, maybe I'm doing something wrong. I don't know. But I found out that leave it alone and let it be, see what happens, kind of is the best way for me when it comes to plants. I don't know.
Anywho, way.
Yeah. That part.
Red Devil babies. There's a bunch.
Yeah.
And some of them are spoken for. I will say that. Some of them are spoken for. M&C Aquatics wants some. So those are spoken for. I'll make sure though. But
he only wants some out of the hundreds that we have.
Right. But
hundreds.
You know, we're gonna accommodate. I still have a ton of, I don't know how many yet, because I can't get them all out of the wood to see, but I still have a ton of the bristlenose plecos. I'm probably going to be stuck with them because I really don't want to destroy that tank to try and get them out of there. So, I thought about maybe taking that wood out and putting it elsewhere, and then maybe like building a cave of pleco caves, so at least I could get the damn babies out.
The problem
it's an idea.
The problem is when you initially take that out, you're going to have a big surface area of water to put that in case there are any plecos.
Yeah, well, I'll put that back in the tank I took
But anyway,
out, but
Kenny E came in.
Kenny, what's up, buddy? Danikin Aquatics, what's happening?
Kenny E!
Welcome in. Oh, and I don't know if I'm gonna make that video because I was kind of cussing the neighbors out at the same time.
Ha.
So I'll just go ahead and say it. The Oscars have a new home now. They are both in the pool now.
They were in
with everybody else.
They were in the 150 that we used to sit in front of with the arowana.
Yeah.
And we discovered that they were getting way too big for that tank, and they were bullying everything.
Yep. Well.
So almost everything.
Almost. Yeah.
They were pretty much becoming the bullies of the tank.
It was time that you could tell they were fighting for space, and
yes,
it just wasn't big enough. So, in my opinion, with everybody I have in there, so they are now down in the pool, and they're instantly started schooling around with the other Oscars. So what's really cool is watching a school of Oscars.
Yeah,
you don't see that a lot. So that's pretty cool. I mean, I'm sure I'll show some of the video, but I'll probably cut out the parts where I was not happy with said new neighbors.
I don't know why he called him Flynn, because that's Silver Surfer, right? The Arrow. He said the Bobby saga has been covered. How's Flynn? Arrow Flynn, did he recover swimmingly after thinking the tank water was wetter on the other side?
Yeah, no, he's got a little bit on the top of his mouth that got banged up from the landing or the or the exit.
Hitting the lid.
Either way, it got messed up.
Right.
But he's doing fine. Him and Bobby were the only one that had any kind of real anything going on, and he healed right up. He still has just a little patch just above his little whiskers or whatever you want to call them. But other than that, he's fine.
Yeah.
Great appetite. He's swimming around. He's not lethargic or anything like that.
No. This tank is actually doing better now.
He hasn't tried to jump out of the tank since.
Right.
I will say that, but that doesn't mean he won't do it again.
Right.
So I kind of have the lids weighted down.
The lids are weighted down, yeah. No, and this whole tank has actually started to do a lot better, and more of them are coming out now that the Oscars are down in the pool.
There, we'll do it this way.
You are going to make a whole bunch of noise. You guys are probably going to get a whole shit ton of unnecessary feedback.
I'll try to do it.
Maybe you'll get lucky. I don't know. Stephen P., hello. Your pufferfish looking good, Paul says. Yeah. He is kind of... I think I'm blocking him. Oh, no. He's actually moved over. But, yeah, he's up to like 6 clams a day. 5, 6 clams a day, whatever. Josh decided it was going to be a good idea to feed him more than that, and he went into a food coma, and apparently we found out the hard way that puffers don't necessarily close their eyes, but they can, like, bring their eyelids down in a weird way where their eyes look like buttholes.
They look like they're closed, but they look like balls.
Their eyes look like buttholes. Like, they suck everything in, and it's just really weird and kind of scary, and we were freaked out thinking we were going to lose him, too, and this was right after Bobby had died. But Frankie is doing phenomenal. He really is. He's a character. I was hoping there he is. I was gonna say I was hoping that I could bring him in. Okay, so here we go. I don't know. You guys aren't obviously gonna hear what he has going on, but. No, your mic is muted.
Yeah, but they can hear me on that one.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's a
So, I mean, that whole tank is like, we've got the Arrow, those are Severums, Green Terror,
There's the
OB Convict, in case you didn't hear him, Silver Dollars, Frentosa, I did say Green Terror.
I don't know if I can catch Ann's babies here, but we'll try it. Yeah, there's one. There's one of the babies.
you can
Oh, there's another one.
barely see them. You can barely see the babies, but you can see them.
Try that.
Yes, Paul. Frankie definitely has an interesting personality. He knows when it's feeding time. He knows when Dad is home. He's definitely a great fish. Oh yeah. So excuse us and our asshole dogs that know clearly that we're live and have to be a pain in the ass. Yeah, they like to annoy us. Oh, okay, so here's Frankie, you guys. And Frankie knows that Dad is standing in front of the tank and Frankie is expecting food, which I'm almost positive he's already been fed today. So,
Yep.
but he's still expecting more crunchies. Like, he wants his food. He really is a goober.
Ooh, perfect. There's one of my pistols.
So, the fish that you just saw before it darted into the plants was one of the epistos that we got from Jennifer Weaver on one of Skipper's live stream auctions. We do have a pair. The other one just tends... She hides a lot in the very back part of the tank.
Kind of like that disc is way back. Just hide. There he is.
So Nathan Hovey says, I'm getting air bubbles in front of the filter. It only stays right in front of it, but I don't know why. I have a sponge right under the hang-on back, so could that be why? And do I not need to worry?
What's he doing now?
He has bubbles in his tank, in front of his filter.
In front?
In front of the filter.
A sponge filter?
Well, he says he does have a sponge in front of the hang-on back, but he didn't specify if the bubbles were in front of the hang-on back or if they were for the sponge. I think...
If it's a hang-on back, the bubbles might affect that. But
It also...
you're just going to suck in here.
I mean, because anytime I've put, like, a sponge filter into a tank, I do get bubbles for a little while. And I think it's like an extra oxidization, that was a big word, situation.
Oh, he's got his bubbles that stay in the water column.
Oh, if
Which
you have a
means
sponge
just-
filter, then that's normal.
But what he's talking is bubbles that just kind of like this.
Yes, but he also said he has a sponge filter with his hang-on back, and sponge filters do produce bubbles.
And I've got both on here.
Right.
And I've got bubbles right here in the center of that
Yes.
tank.
So you're gonna get, with a sponge filter, you're gonna get bubbles at the top of the tank, in front of the tank, on the sides of the tank. You're gonna get bubbles with a sponge filter. That hang-on back is just gonna blow those bubbles all over the tank, and they're just gonna land wherever they land.
Well,
and
'cause
if they don't pop, then
It's moving the water.
Right.
The other ones aren't.
right,
It's kind of like dispersion.
right.
Garcia Aquatics here.
What's up, buddy? How you doing?
Hello, Garcia.
No, I wouldn't be too worried about the bubbles. They're just annoying, more or less.
So, okay, yeah, and he said he figured that was it. So,
Yeah.
I am pro sponge filter, literally.
Well, I've got a tidal 110 there,
Yes.
and a wave maker right next to it,
Yes.
and a sponge filter that the wave maker is pulling the bubbles right
Right.
through it. So that's where all mine are coming from.
Right. But all of my tanks, I mean, except for one that is currently running, all have a sponge filter in them. The only one that doesn't is because it's a Fluval Flex and it has that built-in filtration.
Oh man. Sorry, Coral. Yeah, I just do things without warning. Sorry.
Right. So anyway, anything with a sponge filter, you're gonna get bubbles in places that you're like they're gonna land on your plants, they're gonna land on your substrate. You might see your fish running around with some bubbles on them.
And don't freak out.
That's
When you see that, don't freak out.
that is what sponge filters produce so many bubbles, which is a good thing. It's oxidization and it's filtration.
Well, they're getting oxygen, but a lot of times people will see those bubbles on their fish and then go, "Oh shit, it's
No.
ick," and then start treating a tank that doesn't need to be treated. It's just air bubbles.
So from what you're describing, it's what you're experiencing from what you're describing is normal. If you were able to email pictures or send pictures.
It sounds like what I have going on right here, which you can't see. I don't
No.
know. Maybe I can bring it up. Now you can actually see me do this. But now I gotta figure out how to do it. Oh, I gotta add it back to it. Yeah, there we go. I don't know if it'll pick it up or not.
If y'all get feedback, it's his fault.
Yeah. Bubbles like that. Oh, they're Frankie again.
I don't think he was saying it that
Uh-oh.
way though.
I didn't want to end it.
I think too bad.
No, I almost ended the stream.
I think the way he's describing it, he just has so many excess bubbles from the sponge filter that they're just landing wherever they can.
Oh, well, yeah.
Which, again, I experience in all of my tanks because, like I said, I'm pro sponge. If I can go sponge filter versus hang on back or canister, all of my tanks, except for one, are sponge. I don't care for hang on backs. I don't care for canisters. That's just me. But from what you're explaining and in my experience, what you are experiencing is completely normal. I would not be freaked out about it. It's just what sponge filters do.
No, those... I don't want to sit here and say don't freak out about bubbles, because bubbles can be a bad thing.
With a sponge filter, though.
Well, if that's your only source of filtration, that could be a problem. But you've got two. It sounds like he's got what I've got going on.
He said he
here.
has a hang on back and
Yeah.
a sponge.
So what you've got is one filter catching those bubbles, and they're just micro bubbling or
Right.
whatever, and
Right.
dispersing.
It's just pushing everything around, and it's kind of creepy, but
There's other bubbles you don't want, and that's bubbles out of substrate. That's a different story.
like Whip just said, if the bubbles from the sponge are getting sucked up into the hang-on
it's
back
gonna
or
make
canister
micro
intakes,
bubbles.
they produce micro bubbles. So, and that's the thing, because you have a hang-on back and you have a sponge, you're getting more bubbles than normal. Not than necessary, just more than normal.
Yeah. Whip and I are on the same page.
Yes.
He sees what I'm saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I see what you're saying, too.
And that's what it sounds like is going on. But like in this situation, right in that corner, really hard to see it, but there's a wave maker that is directly. So my column of bubbles is coming up right here.
Right.
That wave maker is right here, and that
so
wave
it
maker is
pushes them.
pulling it. And then not only are they getting pulled by that, they're getting caught by the tidal. They're getting super chopped and diced up. That wasn't great placement, in my opinion.
Well,
Looking back on it, I probably should have done something different. So yeah, but literally, they're just air bubbles. They're not hurting anything. Tiny bubbles. Yes.
Yes.
Sing the song. Tiny
I hear it.
bubbles.
Yes. I heard it. I read the hashtag and I heard the song.
Yeah, so I wouldn't worry about that. In a situation like what you've got going on, I wouldn't be freaking out over it. It's just what you can try doing is you can try separating them farther in.
Funny, Coro just said that. Move the sponge
Yeah.
to one side and hang
Yeah.
on back to the other. Yes.
Separate the two, and you know.
Yes.
You'll probably see them dissipate.
Because a sponge filter, while it does produce bubbles, it's not going to kick things
No.
from one side of the tank to the other.
No. It's basically just a volcano of bubbles.
Yes.
Constant volcano of bubbles. That's it.
See, he knows.
The bubbles are going to disperse, and the bubbles are what make the movement.
He knows because all of my tanks literally are. I refuse if I don't have to have a hang-on back or a canister.
Well, contrary to popular belief, I know everybody's seen my videos. They suck. I either win or don't. But I do pay attention. I know how a sponge filter works.
But I mean, I guess to be fair, all of my tanks are nanos.
Yeah.
The biggest tank I personally own is
Now,
40 gallons.
This one had 4 sponge filters in it at one time, but the kittens decided to eliminate 2 of them.
And then actually the one that was in the corner over here, I took out and put into my 40 breeder for my girls because I have a sponge on each side of the tank.
Right.
But yes.
So yeah, it's just if it's in an aquarium that doesn't need a lot of flow, you just need water movement.
Listen.
Sponge filter all day long.
3G. He said, what was Michael Jackson's favorite pastime?
Beating it.
Blowing bubbles.
I was gonna say beating it, but yeah, that's good too. Too soon? No. What has it been? 20 years?
Has it been 20 years? He died. Yes. I think the 20th anniversary of his death is coming up on our 20th year anniversary. I think so, because I think on his 1 year, or our 1 year anniversary is when he died. Our 1 or 2 year. I think it was our 1 year.
I
No?
think it was like 2 or 3.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it. But anyway.
Well, either way. Either way, I'd say the soon aspect is set sail. You know. Anywho's and ways. Garcia loves bubbles.
Well, good to know, I guess.
2009? I think it
That sounds about right.
was. No.
I can Google it.
Because
Actually,
him and Farrah Fawcett died
the
like
same
within,
year. It
within
was-
hours.
It was the same year on our anniversary.
25th, 09. Well, maybe it could. You know what? It could be. I don't know. I might have been slightly inebriated that day, too.
09, June 25th,
All right,
2009.
well,
He was right.
so it would have been our.
5th anniversary.
Yeah, there you go. 6th.
5th. Wait. So you're right, 6.
You know how I
Sorry.
did that?
Well, the
I
reason.
took 5 from 9 and 1 more.
Well, okay, but my thing is, for some reason, I went Junior Metalhead's birth year instead of the year we were married, which was a year later. So whatever.
We were married before she was.
I said I took her birth year, which was the year after we were married.
You are making my head
My head
work
hurts.
way too hard right now.
Listen, my head hurts.
I
Okay.
am trying to win another
Listen,
S.
Steven, numbers hurt.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, they do.
Math hurts. Okay.
It's like instant traffic jam.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like we're cruising down
Yeah.
a back country road and bam, downtown traffic at 5 p.m.
Yeah. Yeah. That. Yeah. Yeah.
Because one guy wants to ride a moped.
Either way, I mean, 09, that's
That was a while ago.
I mean, yeah. There was nothing like waking up in the morning, turning on the TV, and the news was Michael Jackson died, and then like 3 hours later, oh, Farrah Fawcett died. But nobody remembers that she died that same day and year because Michael Jackson took over. No, she died first.
Yeah.
She died first.
Or something like that.
She did. She died first, and everybody was so sad. And then he died like 3 hours or so later, or they brought it out that he died like 3 hours later.
They were already in the autopsy process.
And then everybody was like, Farrah Fawcett who? Like, nobody even cared at that point.
Silver Creek's made it in.
Yeah.
What's up, buddy? You thought I was going to say it. I'm holding it.
Oh. We're not calling him Silver Queef tonight?
Well, you can. I was saving
Silver
it. I was saving it for a special
Aquatics.
occasion. What's up, buddy? Good seeing you. I got a rag on him.
Duh.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Okay, so we covered
Bobby.
Covered Bobby. We covered,
We showed the tanks.
well, there's tanks I'd like to get to, but apparently there's a traffic jam in there, so that's
No,
not
there's
happening.
actually not. I think he's waiting on us to not be live
for
anymore so he can come back in here.
No, there's somebody in there.
Probably Madeline then.
No. Like I said, so having one bathroom in this whole house, it's like a log jam. Sometimes that's literally.
With 4 people. Sometimes
So-
you're just turtling and you ain't got no damn choice.
So, yeah, we're also going. Since we have an empty room upstairs now, that's going to become a bathroom
Eventually.
soon. Not like right now, but
Eventually.
that's another remodel plan. So
I still have a lot of things I want to do
We're-
in the kitchen, but
we're going to be an expert on bathrooms very soon. Ugh.
2:28 a.m. June 25th, 09. Cancer took the life of an angel. Yeah, that was Farrah Fawcett. Which, at least I'm pretty sure, is what he's getting at. Which is the first story that broke, like, first thing in the morning when you...
See, Jeff knows my pain. Raised 3 daughters with 1 bathroom.
So he raised...
He knows.
He raised 2, and he also has a wife. And I had to literally teach our daughters very young that when mommy has to pee, mommy has to pee. Either close your eyes or watch it happen, because I don't care. I do not care.
I will go use the neighbor's litter box.
Okay, so he said, yeah. So Farrah Fawcett, literally, she was first. You turned on the TV.
Charlie's Angel. So.
Right. You turned on the TV. You're seeing all this
You
breaking
didn't think
news.
I knew that, did you?
You turned on the TV, you're seeing all this breaking news. Farrah Fawcett died. The whole world is like, oh my God, we lost an angel. And then, like, it had to have only been a couple of hours later, it broke that Michael Jackson died. And so there are so many people that we even talk to because it happened on our anniversary that we say, yeah, they both died the same day. And they're like, wait, what? Michael Jackson died the same day?
You know, everybody thought Betty White was next.
She
outlived all of them.
The fact that she died literally like a month before her 100th birthday was so sad.
What did my neighbor do to me? They moved in.
Oh, yeah, so we got new neighbors.
Yeah, I got new neighbors. My old neighbors.
They bought a
I
house.
love and adore.
They
moved
bought a
away
house.
from me.
I mean,
I'm proud of them, though. They're doing good for
They
themselves.
did.
Instead of leasing a place for the same amount of money they're spending in leasing, they're buying a house.
they're actually
A lot
probably
ni-
paying less.
A lot better neighborhood, bigger house, bigger property. They got room to grow. I can't be mad at anybody about that. Now, I can be mad about the fact that you just left me.
Yes.
And now I'm stuck with them.
Well, okay, so you say them.
I don't even know what the hell's going on.
We don't even have to go into a lot of detail. Let's just say that our
It's-
previous neighbors found
there's-
some people to take over their lease, and they moved in immediately.
I think they're ripping the house and selling it for scrap. Is what I think they're doing.
I did notice today that they had a truck with a trailer on the back of it, and it was loaded up with carpet and doors. Oh, and a sink. I forgot to mention the sink.
Probably could have used the sink.
I'm pretty sure they are going to gut this place and then just not. I don't think they've stayed one single night in this house.
Well, I don't get a good vibe from
No.
these people.
No.
If that, how you can just tell that something's not gonna go right.
Yeah,
That's
That's
the
this.
vibe I'm getting.
yeah.
I don't know if it was the first day they were here. They decided to toss firecrackers out their car window at 10:30 at night,
And then take off.
and then leave. It's like that was cool, dick.
Right.
Or if it was the second night when they decided to blast more of them off when nobody was wanting that shit. I mean, come on. It's not a holiday.
Not even close.
So they may or may not have found out my Harley runs the next day at 5 a.m. And I hope I woke the kid up.
So,
Just saying.
June says, I've never had good neighbors or mother-in-laws. I will absolutely 100% tell you guys, I love my in-laws. My father-in-law, my mother-in-law, I love them both. I really do. We get along fantastic. But then Coro segued that with, I hope I actually marry my fiance because her mom and I get along great.
Oof. That's almost scary.
Not a lot of people get along with their in-laws. I will admit that. We're coming up on 20 years in, 2 weeks?
Huh.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like 15 days.
Yeah.
We're coming up on 20 years married.
I honestly wouldn't have traded your mom for anybody.
I know my mom got on your absolute last nerve, but
Yeah,
you always
but
bent over backwards
I
and did
wouldn't.
anything you could for
I
her.
wouldn't trade her for anybody.
No. My mom,
And I'm not just saying that because of
I know.
now, but
My
I mean
mom
it.
treated you like a king, and you did anything and everything you could for her. Your mom and I get along very well. Your dad has always lived with us. He treats me like a daughter. He's almost like the father I never had, because yes, my father is ish in my life. Ish. I mean, I haven't talked to my dad in like 2 years. Since one of his sisters passed away, I have not seen, heard from, nothing from him. His dad treats me like I'm one of his own. So, I mean, I really do feel for the ones that don't get along with their in-laws. I really do. It breaks my heart because I've never had an issue with either of my in-laws at all.
Oh, I've had issues, but they weren't that big a deal.
Well,
You know?
I mean, never enough to be like, oh my God, I hate my
No.
in-laws so much. Like, no, never.
I've had that with my own siblings.
Right. I mean, do my in-laws annoy me sometimes? Absolutely. My mother also tended to
Oh.
get on my last damn nerve.
I talked to,
My own mother. Like,
I think okay, so I have two sisters,
3.
my mom,
You have 3.
but I have a third sister that I just met for the first time in
Last
40
year.
damn years last year, and I swear I talked to her more than I talked to my other sisters. One of them wrote me off, so I wrote her off.
Yes. Well, she wrote the whole family off.
Well, yeah.
That one wrote the whole family off.
The other one, I don't know what her problem is, and at this point, I'm too old to care. So, And that sucks. You should never say that about family, but it
You
is
have
what it
to
is.
sometimes,
It
though.
is what it is. So, like I said, I'll never. I'm an open book. I won't hold back things.
No.
Yeah, I don't have the greatest background.
Right.
Do I miss my sisters? Sure.
At least one of them. At least one of them.
They're doing their thing. They're happy. Great. Good for you. You know. Just what it is. I'm the kind of guy that once you walk away from me, I'm gonna let you keep walking.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna chase anybody down.
No.
No.
And I think that's
Sorry.
probably why I don't have a good relationship with a lot of the family on my mom's side, is because they really never made the effort, and when they did, they didn't do anything but talk down to me or about me. And then when she passed, it got even worse, and so I just don't want anything to do with that side of the family. I don't care.
I don't have any, and well, except for one I'm pissed at, and I don't care if I don't ever see her again.
Well, I mean, she still probably regular pisses herself in a car too.
Well,
so
that's good for her, but she'll get what she has coming. And I mean,
she's
karma.
also a thief.
I mean
and,
karma. I
right.
don't mean I'm gonna do it.
No.
It's karma. Karma will get her. The other one, I don't know. It's whatever.
Right.
But I talked to the one that I've never met in person more than either
Mm-hmm.
one of the two.
Yeah.
And yeah, so interesting life I have.
Yes, June. When it doesn't, listen, everybody always says blood is thicker than water, blah, blah, blah. That's not necessarily true. If you have family members that you feel are toxic to you, they're messing with your mental health, they make you feel down every time you see them, write them off. Walk away. You are going to feel so much better when you do so. Trust me. I have done it to probably 90% of my mom's side of the family, and I don't regret it at all. Not a single bit.
Well, you're just coming off as a cold-hearted bitch now.
I don't care. If I sound like a cold-hearted bitch, then whatever. Who cares? I don't care. If they make you feel down about yourself, don't even bother, June. Seriously, cut them off. And the other question you can ask yourself is, how often do you reach out to talk to them versus how often they reach out to talk to you? Because if you're doing more of the work than they are, write them off.
It's like we got salients popping in. What's up,
Whoop,
Jesse? Doc's in the house. What's up?
Doc.
What's happening? Good seeing you. I got to change subjects because this is just getting morbid.
No, I mean, I'm just saying, you guys don't be afraid to cut ties with anyone. I don't care if it's family or not. I don't.
Well, if it's a shit situation, it's gonna
Like I
continue
said,
to be.
if it's a toxic situation and you feel like crap every time you're around them or you're in contact with them, cut them off. You're gonna be surprised how much better you feel when you do so.
It's unfortunate, but it's that way sometimes.
I mean, it sucks that it's your family and you might feel bad for a little bit, but then when you start realizing how much better you feel because you're not dealing with that drama, you're going to be like, oh, I should have done this a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
It sucks, but I learned at quite a young age that family don't mean shit. It's how they treat you and how good they make you feel. You have to have that connection. And if you don't, then you just don't.
Toxic, like the puffer behind you. Yes.
He's
Well,
not puffer.
Yeah, he is.
Or he's not toxic.
Yeah, he is.
No, he's
All
not.
puffers are toxic.
No.
Yes, they are.
No. My little Frankie Bean is
Yeah,
not toxic.
reach in there and grab them and see
No.
what happens.
My little Frankie Bean is not toxic. No, that's my little Frankie. There he is.
Well, I think we're going to go ahead and call it for a night. I think we've caused enough mayhem.
It was mayhem tonight.
We've brought families in and shattered families. It's great. I feel accomplished.
I'm not shattering anything. I just want people to realize that you don't have to hold on to family just because they're family. If they make you feel like shit, then kick them to the curb like a bag of trash.
Fish time with Lando's asking who's June. I'll sub. June is only Oscars.
June is only Oscars. Yes. And she's awesome.
don't think I can go into. Well, maybe I can. Hang on.
Do we have a moderator that can share June's
Anybody that has
link?
a wrench in their face can do it.
Crown Tail, hello.
Hi.
If we have a moderator that can share
I'm
June's
getting
link
there.
before
Hold on.
he can figure it out, because it might take him a while.
No, I'm getting there.
And okay, Whip, I
am.
understand that, and I respect you for that. Not everybody can do what I did, and a lot of people think that I'm cold-hearted for doing so, but it would take a lot of time for me to explain why I finally did cut ties with a lot of my family.
There it is.
And also, Steven and Whip just shared her link,
God damn it.
and now you did too.
Well, look at that. I'm getting faster.
Yeah. So, I mean, cutting ties with family isn't for everybody, and it took me a long time to finally realize that it was something that was better off for me to do. Not everybody is going to do that, and, you know, Whip, I respect that you say you disagree. We will respectfully agree to disagree.
Peplin made it. Hey, Peplin.
Your situation and mine are probably totally different, and why I did what I did is probably totally different. And, you know, I'm not going to sit here and encourage everybody to do away with their family. I did it for a very specific and, in my opinion, valid reason. So, there you go. Yeah, like, that would literally take a 6-hour or more stream for me to explain to you guys why I did what I did, and we don't have that kind of time, so.
Have you read my book?
Yeah. We don't have that kind of time.
Have you read my book? Because I feel like this has just been a damn Dr. Phil episode.
I feel like it too. I mean, I will end it with there was a lot of, do you call it verbal abuse? Verbal abuse, probably, I think is the best way to say it. I don't know. Yeah. So, anyway.
No, blood doesn't mean your family. It can. I got a family that's not blood, and I'd take a bus for them.
So, yeah, he just said, I don't think that. We have to do what we have to do. I couldn't do it. I wouldn't want to do it. I'd bleed, kill, or die for anyone blood-related. But blood doesn't make anyone family. So, I mean, yeah, and that's my thing. My physical family, my blood family, especially on my mother's side, was very verbally abusive, mentally abusive.
Jesus.
To me as I was growing up, and I finally got to the age where I realized that it was not right and it was not okay, and I shut that entire side of the family down. No communication. You don't need to know where I live. You don't need to meet my kids. Your kids don't need to grow up with my kids. None of that.
Jesse's getting a steal tomorrow. Another one getting a 125.
Nice.
When
For
FX6
$450.
a fish. Wait a minute. Because Kim was getting that too. 400.
I don't know.
Yes. That's a killer deal. Oh
Right.
no, it was a 150. That's a killer deal, man. I'm jealous.
I like how only
That's now 2
Oscars
people within 2 live streams
that are getting good deals.
getting
Right.
better deals than I got on my
Well,
125.
right now, everything being offered up to us in our marketplace, they want too much for too little.
They either are way off the rockers or it's broken.
Right. Which
And
is
I
why
mean bad broken.
Which is why I'm saying they want too much for too
Yeah,
little.
yeah.
Like, I literally saw somebody that posted a 2.5 gallon tank with fake decorations today, and they wanted $50 for it. Buy.
Was it rimless?
No, it was a little 2.5 gallon Betta tank.
I like the rimless ones. Because I'm like, wait a minute. Do you expect me to pay more without rims?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. He says this every time. Facebook Market. That's where I go, but it's just my Facebook Market sucks.
Right now, ours does. And, you know,
And it's probably a good thing, honestly, because where the hell am I going to put another 125?
not only that, but I mean, for us, it fluctuates. We have months where we have really, really, really good deals, and then we have months where it's just like, what are you smoking?
See, now I'm getting upset. A 210, canopies drilled, all that, $600. I paid $14.
Well, he's in
But
Illinois.
I got a shit ton of filtration. You name it, it came with that tank, other than the fish.
But that's also a 165?
No, that's a 125.
Okay.
But that tank, everything I got from that tank has almost touched every other tank in one way or another.
But my
So-
sump and pumps cost me another $600.
Well, that'll happen.
So there you go. You basically got the same deal he did without having to buy anything new.
Bigfoot made it in. Says got the hip replacement on June 6th and went home on the 7th. Well, good. I hope
Oh,
you're
I'm
healing
so
up
glad.
okay.
No, I actually saw him post about that surgery, and I'm so glad.
I
Dennis,
hope
I'm so
everything-
glad to know you did
Hope
good with
everything
that.
went good with that. Hopefully you heal well and you should feel a lot better. I'd hope.
Thank you, Dennis, for letting us know. I did see you posting on Discord about that, and I was thinking about you, but things happened and I kept forgetting to reach out, so I apologize for that. But I'm glad to know that you came home pretty quickly.
Now all these people are getting all these tanks for free and deals, and you know what?
Yeah, time to go. Bye. It's actually already like 8:15. So
Actually, yes, I do want to go ahead and call it because I'm hungry.
Yeah.
I want to eat.
that part.
And I think June's fixing to go on here soon, right? Right, June?
I think so.
I think. I could look at this, but that's a lot of buttons.
My battery is almost dead, so I cannot.
Yeah, F us, man. We freaking suck. Yeah, that's right, Silver Queef.
Ah!
See, I said I was saving it.
Got him.
No, I love you guys.
I love
You know
it.
what? And sometimes I get a great deal. And everybody's like, oh, you suck. And I'm like, yeah, well, I got the deal.
A lot of the tanks that we have in here were
It's
good
like,
deals.
I'm seeing all these big tanks. It's like, son of a bitch.
A lot of the tanks that we have in this house were good deals, although contrary to a lot of belief, they were not free.
Oh, her times. Pacific. Bob is on right now, so yeah,
Oh, okay,
and I
there
think
you
he
go.
has Susie
We'll go.
Q on there too,
There
so
you
we
go.
can pop
We'll
it
go.
over there. Well, all right. Well, hey anybody, hey anybody that's still listening. No. Well, thank all you guys for coming. Replay crew, you guys are awesome. You people with wrenches, which is probably to all of you.
Right.
Thanks for helping out. Thanks for doing what you do. Let's go check out some Bob Kaler. I swear I saw Susie Q.
Probably, maybe.
Be on the lookout for June's stream. June's always got a fun stream. I need to get another towel.
Yes.
Anywho's and ways. We are going to continue our weekend. I hope you guys have a good weekend. We will see you on the Monday night for the different background. So, until then, we'll catch you all later.